Well, summer is finally coming to a close, and what better way to break in the fall than with a little volleyball? As tonight, the Mariners of Aptos High School visit the St. Francis Lancers in a non-league affair. Good evening, everyone. Jack Benjamin here with you on KMVT Sports as St. Francis and Aptos get ready to do battle. Two teams that have gotten quite familiar with each other over the last couple of years. Actually, last 5 meetings, it's been St. Francis winning for them, but Aptos ready to try to change things on the road here tonight. And let's talk about Aptos first. And, well, it's a team that was very good a year ago, a 24-11 record. Actually started 0-3, the same way they've gotten off to a bit of a slow start this time around. And they're trying to replace one of the best players in the entire Santa Cruz Coast section in Elise Coach, their do-everything center. Had over 1,000 assists last year. She's gone after winning back-to-back MVPs, playing now at UC Irvine. So head coach Ashley Tennant talking about how this balanced attack is trying to get it going for Aptos, still trying to find themselves. They came so close a year ago to their first CCS title since 1992, but fell to Burlingame in 5 sets. And here they are with a bit of a slow start, as I mentioned, to begin the season, but they're trying to get it going here. Then you have St. Francis, the host here tonight, off to a 4-2 start. A very good team, but a team that graduated 6 seniors. So they're still trying to navigate their way through the early times, and a way they can certainly do that is with Molly Eberton, their second team all West Catholic Athletic League selection a year ago as an outside hitter. She's been very good, leading them in kills in the early going. A powerful right-handed hitter. She's above 6 feet. They have a lot of tall players on this St. Francis team, and a team that prides itself on passing as well as being able to smash down those kills. A good one here tonight. Two teams trying to get it going. Aptos looking for a first win. St. Francis trying to assert their dominance over Aptos in the last couple of years. We have it for you next. Aptos and St. Francis coming up on KMVT Sports.
We're a mobile massage company, and we bring massage therapy and yoga to the corporate workplace. We started this business in order to bring more awareness to corporations for health and wellness. This is a nice perk that they can offer their employees, and it says, hey, we care about your well-being. We look forward to bringing massage therapy and yoga into your corporate workplace.
And we welcome you to Alumni Gym here in Mountain View as we get set for the Aptos High School Mariners and the St. Francis Lancers. Good evening, everyone. Jack Benjamin here with you on KMVT Sports. The Lancers and the Mariners as they...
What? Okay, it's on.
As we're getting ready here for a non-league affair, the Aptos Mariners, a little bit of a slow start for them, 0-3 in the early going. They've been without quite a few players, injuries, sickness, family vacations, all that sort of thing that happens early on in the year, just trying to get their footing right for the Santa Cruz Coast section where, well, they haven't lost a game since 2014 in league. I don't think head coach Ashley Tennant is all that concerned here early on, especially considering they lost arguably the best player in the league the last 3 years in Elise Coach. On the other side, it's St. Francis, a team that has been there and done it before. 15 CCS titles, a bunch of NorCal championships as well. They came close to another last year in NorCal, made the semis, but not quite enough, falling to WCL foe and Valley Christian. So we're getting ready to go here. Why don't we get you the starting lineups real quick for Aptos. Jillian Rodriguez and Madeline Smith are the outside hitter, and the opposites. Chloe Maynor is a center. Braylon Westjohn, Hannah Devry, the middle blockers, and Peyton Dueck, the libero. And for St. Francis, Molly Eberton, who is a second-team WCL selection a year ago, is an outside hitter, leading them in kills early on with 66 in 6 games. She has been very good, the 6'1 senior, the outside hitter, committed to USC. And then Rachel Hunsaker, also an outside. She is a senior as well, very experienced up front. Are the Lancers. Sierra Squire is the center. Lizzie Ciari, the libero. Liz Ball will be a blocker, as well as Gabby Heller, who's actually an opposite here for St. Francis. The two coaches, Ashley Tennant in her second year with Aptos, and Mike Rubin now in his fourth with St. Francis. With the girls, we're ready to get underway here as it's St. Francis to serve, and it's sent over by the Lancers here early on as we get ready to go. Aptos firing one down, missed it a little bit wide. That's Braylon Westjohn, so the point to St. Francis early. Sierra Squire, the 5'6" sophomore, to serve first for St. Francis. So a 1-0 lead early for the Lancers. It's over. The set. Down it goes. Nice play by St. Francis, keeping it alive. Back row bump. Near side swing. That one not quite enough from Rodriguez. A good dig by Dueck, the freshman, and now put in the net by Aptos. A chance there for Jillian Rodriguez, the junior outside hitter. 20 kills coming in, but unable to convert there. A 2-0 Lancers lead early, and this is something they've done, jumping on teams in that first set. There's a nice job by Rodriguez, gets the kill. It was deflected out by St. Francis. So first point for Aptos. And now they'll start off serving with Chloe Maynard. The junior center puts it over, and now an overshot that time on the bump. Works out for the St. Francis. Not quite what was the intention of Braylon Westjohn, but it worked out for St. Francis. Not Braylon Westjohn, I beg your pardon, Rachel Hunsaker. So a 3-1 lead for St. Francis. 4-2 in the early going. I mentioned 15 titles in CCS play for them, but haven't won one since 2011. There's a try from the back row. Lefty hit that time, kept in play nicely by Madeline Smith, one of the captains, and now the kill. That one put down by Gabby Heller, and St. Francis the 3-point edge early in this first set. It's a non-league affair. St. Francis and Aptos. Glad you guys can join us here on KMVT. Sent over by Heller at the kill moments ago. Played on in the back row, and here's one put down and on the line. Nice job that time by Eberton, who's now serving for St. Francis. They're off to the hot start, 5-1 early. A 23-15 mark last year for Mike Rubin and company. There's a nice serve from Eberton, a good dig out by Dueck. There's a swing from Aptos. A dig attempted by Chloe Maynard. Couldn't quite get to it, knocks it out toward her own bench. So another point for St. Francis. They're on a 5-0 run now. Make it a 4-0 run. 6-1 lead early. We play sets to 25, except that there's a fifth. That would be 15. That rule changed in 2003, and unable to control that serve was Rodriguez. It's an ace on the serve from Eberton, who's the best server as far as Mike Rubin, his opinion, the head coach of this St. Francis team. Eberton, 9 serving aces coming in. She's had a terrific start, a second team outside hitter last year in the WCL. 7-1 St. Francis. This one just nicks the netting and then put down easily by Heller. That's target practice for the 6-foot senior, and now 8-1. The Lancers running away with this first set early on. Eberton again on serve. Now her fourth. Jumps for it, spins it to the back row. Dueck barely controlled it, saved nicely. So Aptos will get it over. Trying to stop this 6-point explosion, and that one, another kill for Heller. Already her third. 9-1. St. Francis in front, and a timeout is called by Aptos, and it's been all Lancers in the early going. 9-1 advantage. They've won 7 points in a row now, and they lead it by 8 points here in the early going. Heller and Eberton, the two that really have been what this team has looked for offensively in the early going. Eberton came in with 66 kills, and Heller with 32. That's first and second on their team respectively, and they've done the job here early on. Hunsaker with one as well. Aptos has had trouble just receiving the serves. It'd be one thing if these were rally points, but it's a young team as far as Aptos goes. They do return a bunch of players, but they were a young team last year. And when you lose your best player in Elise Koch, as I mentioned, the two-time league MVP and the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League, it's been tough sledding early on, and especially in this one early for Aptos. So Everton is still on serve. 9-1 St. Francis, first set. Everton will throw it up and hit it, and that one will sail in. Oh, it got the back line. Now Aptos was letting it go, and that one spins down and in. That's already 4 service aces in this first set for Everton. She is a commit to USC next year, the senior outside hitter. She'll play sand volleyball at USC, so put away the sneakers for the barefoot on the beach. Not a bad combination. This one kept alive, and then it's put down again by Heller. And St. Francis 11-1 in front. And that's 8 consecutive. Aptos just trying to find a way to stop the bleeding now. So Everton still on serve, now her 7th in a row. This one will sail deep. So finally, Aptos back on the board. 11-2 St. Francis. First set. Again, it's a best of 5 with a possible 5th set to 15. And Aptos just trying to find some answers now. Served down by Rodriguez. Another kill for Heller. It is easy, and far too easy right now for St. Francis, who will now get some substitutes out there. We will see Kelsey Mora, the 6-foot sophomore middle blocker, as well as Gabby Daniels, a 5'5 senior libero. 12-2 St. Francis. Heller tried to save that one off the net, hit it into herself, and the point to Aptos. 12-3 now. The serve that time was from Daniels, recently checked in. A couple more subs coming on. We get one from Aptos. And on the floor now, Hannah Devery. So she is back in, along with Carolina Ogden. We see her for the first time. And a serve here is wide from Rodriguez. Dueck comes back into the game. So 13-3, 10-point edge early on for the Lancers. In control, and Alumni Gym early in this first set. Serving it away, Hunsaker. A try on the kill for Madeline Smith, the captain of Aptos. No, a good block that time. Smith had the block, and then it got set back all the way around for the right-handed kill of Kelly Lavaggi. 14-3 St. Francis. Another serve from Hunsaker. The set, a try for Rodriguez, walled up by 2. That one finally gets over. And there's Heller with that squeeze kill. That's a nice job finding that opening on the front right. Just snuck it inside the arm of Madeline Smith, the captain of Aptos. And another for St. Francis, 15-3, now a 12-point edge. Largest advantage of the match so far. There's a nice one. Good placement by Madeline Smith, going weak side with the left hand. She plays that opposite position well. The senior opposite leading the team in blocks and kills coming in. Her and Rodriguez really have to be sharp to stay in this match, at least according to head coach Ashley Tennant. 15-4, Aptos trying to find momentum. That one is an overpass. It'll sail back on the St. Francis side. They go again for a smash of Lavaggi, and she has it again. Lavaggi 2 kills after coming on. 16-4 now, St. Francis in front. The passing, that really the calling card of this Aptos team. Talking with Ashley Tennant, she stresses they want to have a passing average of right around 2, and that went into the net from Heller, who was serving. So now 16-5, back to Aptos it goes. into the game, we'll see the other Dueck, Cameron Dueck, will come in. So out there with her cousin, Peyton. Peyton, a freshman, and Cameron, a sophomore. They're a couple of cousins. They've also had, well, the sisters of Cameron, I should say. There's a good serve, dug out nicely by Heller, and then an overpass. A set was short, turning into a nice point now. A kill try from Rodriguez, dug out nicely again. Here's a smash from Everton, and that's too easy on that near side. She puts it down back right. 17-5. The Lancers in front. And going back to the passing of Aptos, Elise Koch, who I mentioned, has graduated. She was the two-time MVP of the Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League. She was, well, she assisted on 1,000, right around 1,000 assists a year ago. So when you're trying to replace that, not going to be easy, but they have a couple capable setters. In the early going, the passing has been inaccurate. 17-5. St. Francis is serving. It was tossed over that time by the junior Sierra Pineda, and now a kill is down again. It's Everton. That's back-to-back from her. 18-5. The Lancers in front. Aptos has won just one set. I mentioned they're 0-3 coming in. They've only won a set in their 10 played so far. 1-9. There's a serve that'll sail long from Sierra Pineda. So a 12-point game, 18-6. Ashley Tennant will go to her bench again and bring back on Braylon Westjohn, the senior middle blocker. Peyton Dueck will serve. Aptos has not won 2 points in a row in the match so far. Let's see if they can do it here. Serve on top of the net. A set, a quick one in the middle. And that one is put down again. Liz Ball, the junior middle blocker, smashes that one home. It's been an offensive clinic here early from the Lancers. Mike Rubin going to the bench. He brings on Sierra Squire, who served to begin the match. She'll send it over here. 19-6. St. Francis closing in on the first set. Sent over. Rodriguez into the double wall of blockers again. Here she is again. Taps that one back left. That's nice placement. And Heller could not quite dig it out. 19-7. So a good job there from Rodriguez after the initial block. You've got a 6-foot row of blockers from St. Francis. On the other side, no player above 5'10" for the Aptos Mariners. Here's a high set that was almost onto the Aptos side. It fell short of Squire, who was ready to try to knock it over. She thought maybe it would go on the other side. And that's 2 in a row for Aptos, who are trying to get a little momentum heading into that second set. 19-8 now. Serving it away that time is Chloe Maynor. Oh, nice dig save that time from Rodriguez. Sent over by Dueck. She smashed it right into the top of the netting. 28. Everton will serve it away again. Already 6 kills in the opening set. A high of 13 in the game this season. Serves it back left. Rodriguez smashing it on and off the right hand of Heller. But past the outstretched arm of Squire. It's a point for Aptos. Another kill for Rodriguez. 20-9 now. Glad you can join us here on KMVT Sports. Jack Benjamin here with you. First set between the St. Francis Lancers and the Aptos Mariners. A non-league battle here. St. Francis plays in the WCAL. The Aptos Mariners in the Santa Cruz Coastal Athletic. There's a nice kill in the middle. Everton just found a hole. They have to respect the power she has even from that back row. And she just placed it beautifully in front of the freshman libero Dueck. And both teams go back to the reserves. Gabby Daniels will serve it away. 21-9 St. Francis. 4 points away now from the opening set. A high and short set that time from Dueck in the back. Squire leaving it on. A kill attempt from Mora, and it was touched illegally by Hunsiker, so a point to Aptos. 21-10. Back in the ball game is the senior libero Lizzie Ciari for the St. Francis Lancers. 21-10 in the first set. It's served away by Rodriguez, finding the back left beautifully that time. Again is St. Francis. And it's Hunsaker, her 4th kill. 22-10. A lot of subbing going on in this opening set. Squire out. Back in for St. Francis is Hunsaker, and that one I believe was tipped. So a point to St. Francis, touched at the net by Smith. 23-10, St. Francis 2 points away from an opening set on their home court. Hunsaker serving. Rodriguez, far side, it went into the body of Smith. She's a left-handed hitter, and when it got to her right hand, she kind of fisted it toward the net, put away by Heller. It was into the net anyway, so no block given. And 1 point away from an opening set, and a dominant one, St. Francis. Hunsaker serving it short left. Rodriguez touching it on. It's set in the middle, and now an overpass on a bump into the net from Rodriguez, and that'll do it for set number 1, 25-10 in dominant fashion for St. Francis. Set number 2 is coming up, but a quick message. KMVT Sports would like to thank our sponsor, Aptos Mobile Massage. Massage can change your mental and physical state and inspire you to give power and energy. 2 solutions. Aptos Mobile Massage brings the massage to you. Sometimes a little pressure is a good thing. Set number 2 upcoming between St. Francis and Aptos. 25-10 the Lancers. A dominant first set. Jack Benjamin here with you on KMVT Sports. And, well, Aptos looking for a first win of the season. And maybe not the team you want to go up against when you're trying to get that first win. A St. Francis team that is in a rhythm right now. 4-2 to begin the season in a 25-10 first set. Dominant. And their 2 big hitters, Molly Eberton, Rachel Hunsaker, and Gabby Heller. I guess 3 of them all producing in that opening set. A dominant one for the Lancers. So what can Aptos do? I think it starts and has to start with the passing game. A lot of errors out of that back row, and if you can't at least find a set, it's hard to put it away. Too many points ending on that first or second bump. The back row, the combination of the 2 Duex, the cousins, Peyton and Cameron. A little bit of trouble early on with the ball handling. A team that prides themselves, as I mentioned, on their passing and limiting the ball handling errors. Had some trouble in the early going. So St. Francis served to begin the match with Squire in the second set. It will, I believe, be Aptos. Still waiting for official confirmation here. The 2 teams will look the same as they started out. Eberton, Hunsaker, Heller, the hitters for St. Francis. Squire in the back row with Ciara the libero and Liz Ball. And then for Aptos, Rodriguez and Smith, the hitters. Maynor, Westjohn, the centers, Devery, and Dueck. And that back row, well, Devery actually the middle blocker, Dueck the libero for the Aptos Mariners. As they try to bounce back here in set number 2. The stats pretty one-sided all the way around. For St. Francis, 8 serving aces, 6 of them, actually 5 of them, on the card of Molly Eberton. So to serve it away to start here is Cameron Dueck for Aptos. We're underway, set number 2, Eberton swinging. That one played out of the back row nicely. Here's a swing from Rodriguez, and Aptos, first lead of the match. They get point number 1 of set number 2. Rodriguez, a 5th kill. She's been very good for this Aptos team, not just this year, but as a sophomore as well, and also a very good passer in addition to her outside hitting and killing capabilities. Eberton swinging, a slicing shot. That's tough to handle for anybody. And Lauren Picone, who came on, a tough job handling in that side left row. A slicing kill from Eberton, number 10 already. 1-1, set 2. St. Francis taking set number 1, 25-10, a set they led by as much as 16. And Everton with a rare service error. She had come in with 9 serving aces, 4 errors. That one into the net softly. Back in comes Westjohn. Out goes Devery as the middle blocker. So 2-1 Aptos, second set. Dueck to serve it away. Peyton Dueck. There's 2 of them on the court right now. That kill try dug out nicely by Dueck. Set up for Rodriguez. High over the outstretched arm of the blocker Hunziker. Now swinging on is Heller. And she puts that one down off a couple of Aptos Mariners. Definitely a positive sign for Aptos in that their blockers are getting up to it. Had a hand on that one a couple of times, but not quite enough. The speed and power from Heller has already got 8 kills on this match. 2-2 second set. Back to serve for St. Francis, Gabby Daniels, the 5'5" senior libero. Puts that one back row. A soft hit from Dueck from the side or right, and this one is out far left, intended from Heller. Aptos hanging on to a slim lead here, 3-2 in the second set. As we thought we were going to get a substitution, Madeline Smith wanting to come on for Lauren Pacone, and now we get it. 3-2 Aptos. To serve now is Danny Hewitt, one of the senior captains on this Aptos team. She did not start today, and she hits this one off the top of the net and back. Another service error for Aptos, 3-3 game. Looking at the box scores early on for Aptos, the second set has really been where they've at least played well. A couple have gone past the 25-point threshold, and a 28-26 loss to San Benito, set number 2, just about a week ago. And that one set up nicely and put down by Westjohn, and there's the passing that head coach Ashley Tennant prides this team on for Aptos. He goes back to the bench and brings on Sierra Martin as a senior outside hitter. 4-3 Aptos. Back and forth we go in set number 2. Good serve from Rodriguez. And an attempted pushover try from Mora. Hit the top of the net and fell short. I think she mistimed it off the fingertips and off the top of the netting. A 2-point advantage for Aptos. Largest lead of the match thus far. Here at Alumni Gym, not an easy place to win on the road for Aptos, a team trying to find their first win of the year. There's a high dig. And now a touch overpass. Sent down, that one trickles on top of the net. There's a try from Madeline Smith, goes back left. Saved nicely from St. Francis. Everton lost her footing in that back row. And now a 3-point edge for Aptos, a team that's taken just 1 set so far this early season. Now a 3-point edge very early in this second set. Rodriguez to serve again, lobs it over softly. Dug out well by Ciari. And the setup and the kill again. It is Kelly Lavaggi. That's number 4 on the match for her. Started in place of Michaela Morgan today, the junior center who is out due to injury. St. Francis back within 2 now, 6-4. Aptos with the advantage. Serving is Heller, and let's wait the call here. Looked like a legal movement from the back row coming over that line before the serve. So 6-5. Either called on Dueck or Martin in that back row, couldn't tell. And there's a point to St. Francis again. Smith couldn't quite handle the set from Hewitt. So all tied at 6 all of a sudden. It was a 6-3 lead moments ago from Aptos. That evaporated. There's a long serve. That one deep by a couple feet. Called by that back right judge. 7-6 Aptos with their nose in front in this second set. Dueck to the bench. Back in comes Devery. Serving is Braylon Westjohn, the senior middle blocker. 250 hitting, leading the team coming in. A swing from Heller, dug out nicely by Aptos. A try to the back left. Ciari digs that one out for St. Francis. Touched over by Everton, and right there for it. Aptos suspecting and ready. The combo job of Smith and Devery in that front row. Aptos back in front by 2, 8-6. Early stages, second set. Serving it away again is Westjohn. There's an overpass on the bump. Ciari will play it back left and wide. And now 9-6 Aptos in front in this second set. Two very experienced coaches, Ashley Tennant of Aptos and Mike Rubin of St. Francis. Become a chess match in this second set. A lot of subbing. There's a error on the ball handling from Heller. A rarity for one of the best players on this St. Francis team. And now a 4-point edge, largest of the set so far from Aptos. 10-6 in front in set number 2. Mike Rubin looking on, and a little bit of frustration on that St. Francis bench. Dug out of the back row. There's a kill. Put down again, and it's Lavaggi. She's been very good early on in this match. 10-7. St. Francis back within 3. We'll see Sierra Pineda coming on again. She's a serving sub for St. Francis. Doesn't play all that much, but already 3 serving aces in the young season. Only 4 sets played. Good serve there, back left. Dug out well by Sierra Squire. A swing for Rodriguez. And saved nicely by Hunsaker, who swings away and finds the back left. 10-8. Aptos' lead down to 2. If you're just joining us, set number 2. St. Francis and Aptos. Girls high school volleyball, non-league affair. St. Francis taking set number 1, 25-10. A little bit different here in set 2. Squire, that spin serve back left. Hewitt setting it on for Smith on the swing. Good dig from Pineda. And now Everton. Tapped away. Here's a swing. Over the top of the net. Oh, what a dig from Everton. And then punched into the net from Lavaggi. Credit that one to Sierra Martin. She did a nice job of just finding a way over the net on that far left side. Let's check out the replay real quick. You saw not quite getting enough on it was Lavaggi in that side right up front. Oh, nice job from Aptos, who regained the 3-point edge. The subbing continues. Ciari back in as the libero for St. Francis. Dig into the back row, Everton. That one put over. Dueck is there. Here's a set, a swing from Sierra Martin. Dug again by Ciari, and then a smash is blocked. The combo job of Hewitt and Devry in that front row. What a nice job there from Aptos. 12-8. Back in front by 4. Largest lead twice now in this second set, as they try to even this match up at 1. Oh, there's a low set. Lavaggi had no chance on that one. It was too low. Off the hands of Liz Ball, the junior middle blocker, who is not usually a starter, getting some extra time today. Kelly Hamer had a missed practice due to a wedding in Ireland, I was told by head coach Mike Rubin. So a little tidbit for you there. There's a touch feed over the top from Everton. So smart, so crafty up front. 13-9. That 5-point lead moments ago from Aptos, their largest. Back to 4 now. We play sets to 25 here. The subbing continues. Squire is back now to serve. Squire, the sophomore setter, sends it back row perfectly right over Peyton Dueck, I beg your pardon, the freshman libero. A serving ace for Squire, her second of the match. St. Francis has gotten a lot of free points. Serving, ball handling errors. And that time Sierra Martin pushing one right into the net. The high outstretched arms of Everton and Hunsaker, I think, made her think better of trying to smash one down. 13-11, St. Francis creeping back into it now. Squire back left to Rodriguez. The set is on. Martin swings. Was it tipped? No. They want a deflection, and yeah, they're going to get it. I don't think St. Francis saw it. Yeah, they did call a deflection, give the point to Aptos. 14-11 now. That one just skipping off the arm of Liz Ball up front. So 14-11. Serving in the back row is Cameron Dueck. Puts one down off the top of the net and it falls. Make it 15-11 now. A 4-point edge for Aptos. The Duecks on the court together. The cousins, Cameron and Peyton, the freshman libero who's just a little bit in front and to her left in the picture right now. There's a serve back row to Everton. They want to find her any chance they can. Hunsaker swings away on that back line. Pretty placement from Hunsaker. Kill number 6. 15-12. Aptos in front here in set number 2. And a team that Ashley Tennant, their head coach, says is going to take some time to find their rhythm after losing their do-everything center, Elise Koch, 2-time league MVP a year ago. Maybe this is the match where they get it going a little bit. We have a little substitution confusion, I believe. Hannah Devery wanted to move to the right. Now she does. 15-12, St. Francis serving down 3. Oh, an over touch is just wide from Hewitt. That was pretty. I don't know if she saw the blocker moving to her left, eyes in the back of her head, but just missed it wide left. Ciari barely let it go. 15-13, the Lancers are within 2. That's the closest they've been in this second set since the early moments. Nice dig in the back row from Everton. Here's a swing from Heller. That's off the arms of Rodriguez. And another kill from Gabby Heller, and St. Francis is back within 1. Timeout is called by Aptos, and Ashley Tennant wants to talk it over now. You talk about experienced coaches. She has certainly been there and done it as Ashley Tennant. Now in her second season with Aptos, but she's been really all over in the stages of volleyball. The 2016 Santa Cruz Coast Coach of the Year. Had to replace a 2015 team a year ago that had 5 all-conference seniors. Talk about doing a great job. A team that last year they started 0-3 the same way they started 0-3 this year. Ended up 24-11, made their first appearance in a CCS championship game since 1992. 1995, I beg your pardon. They haven't won one since 92. They came oh so close a year ago. Had a 2-1 sets lead on Burlingame in the D2 final, but came up a couple of plays short in that 5th set. Lost at 15-9. Ended up going to the NorCal Regionals for the first time in about 20 years as well. Timeout over. You get a look there at Rodriguez, the outside hitter of Aptos. To serve is Everton. She'll hit it away for St. Francis, who trailed by 1 in this second set. St. Francis took the first set in dominant fashion, 25-10. Hewitt setting it on for Rodriguez. Curving it to the back left. That's pretty from Rodriguez. Kill number 7. 16-14. Aptos just keeping their heads in front in set number 2. You'd figure they really have to win this set to have a chance. Is it a must-win set? No, of course they could come back to win in 5, but in Alumni Gym at St. Francis, this is their golden chance, and that serve will sail long from the freshman Peyton Dueck. 16-15. The Aptos lead is down to 1. Gabby Daniels to serve for St. Francis. A lot of their big guns out there right now. There's an overpass and put down by Heller. Easy pickings for the senior opposite. Came in with 32 kills. She's the only returner besides, I mentioned Molly Everton, who's headed to USC, only returner to play 100 sets last year, besides Everton. That's a hold off the body of Cameron Dueck. Kind of landed on her chest, and St. Francis has their first lead now in this second set. It's been Aptos all the way. They led 1-0. They had a 5-point edge, and now they trail by 1. St. Francis coming back now. There's a serve into the net from Daniels. 17 all. Lizzie Ciari will check back in along with Liz Ball. A good one here in set number 2 between St. Francis and Aptos. The Aptos Mariners on serve. Here's Danny Hewitt. He'll lob it over a little bit short in that middle row. Squire setting, blocked away by Rodriguez. Everton along to the back row. Dueck saves. Rodriguez with a tough angle goes back left. Shaping into a good point now. A swing from Hunsaker, unable to dig it out was Hewitt. She was there. Skipped off her right hand. Another kill from Hunsaker. We've got a kill on. We've got a replay on that one. 18-17. St. Francis back up 1. Hunsaker. A good job of the kill just off the right arm of Hewitt. 18-17. The Lancers by 1. Dueck, Hewitt, Rodriguez. A high set into the ceiling. They'll play that. Now it goes back row again for Dueck to reset for Aptos. Smith, the lefty, swinging away. Dug nicely out of the back row again by Ciari. A nice dig by Dueck, and they couldn't save it in the front row. A lunging try from Braylon Westjohn. Not quite enough. St. Francis now at 2-point edge, and the set slipping away now from Aptos. They'll use their second timeout. It's called by Ashley Tennant. And now Aptos finding themselves down by 2. They led this a couple times by 5. Only 2 points now. KMVT Sports is brought to you with help from our sponsor, Aptos Mobile Massage. Massage has been proven to reduce stress and improve well-being. Healthier and happier employees do better work. Aptos Mobile Massage brings the massage to you. Sometimes a little pressure is a good thing. 19-17. St. Francis is on serve, set number 2. Jack Benjamin here with you on KMVT Sports. Aptos had a chance to really take command of this second set. Had it 14-9 by 5, and all of a sudden they find themselves down by 2. A crucial moment now. Hunsaker on serve for St. Francis. Goes back row, Dueck. Hewitt leaving it on. A swing Rodriguez, it goes back left. This is trouble for Heller. Dips it nicely, front middle. Just past the outstretched arms of Cameron Dueck. The two Duecks out there together in the back row, the cousins. Hunsaker will serve it away again. 2017 St. Francis inching closer now to the second set and potentially the match. Small play in the back row here from Aptos. And they couldn't quite get that ball elevated. After it was a quick tap done by Heller. Puts that one away. 21-17. Lancers by 4 now. Serve is long from Hunsaker. 3-point game. Aptos down 3. They'll sub Cameron Dueck for Sierra Martin, their outside hitter. Get a little offense and blocking in there now. 3-point lead for St. Francis. Aptos serving away with Jillian Rodriguez. A smash into the net from Kelly Lavaggi. The point to Aptos. They're back within 2 and trying to find their way to tie up this match. St. Francis 25-10 dominant fashion in the first set. A little bit more of a dogfight here. There's an overpass. Ready for it was Aptos. Here's a swing from Smith into a couple of hands. And that one just squeaks over and through the hands of both Lavaggi and Kelsey Mora. And a timeout will be called now from Mike Rubin in St. Francis. And Aptos, just like that, back within 1. A little mini 2-0 spurt. Back-to-back points won. A lot of timeouts called in this second set. The chess match continues. Aptos trying to find a way to their first win of 2017. 24 wins a year ago. Meanwhile, St. Francis 23-15 a year ago, but a little bit disappointing for them as far as the CCS championships went. They only got to the first round, ended up falling to WCL Foe and Valley Christian. They play in a very competitive league, and looking at the ranking system, as far as the ranked teams in the West Catholic Athletic League, you have St. Ignatius number 2 in this section. Sacred Heart Cathedral is number 4. This is in all of California, by the way. Archbishop Mitty number 10, and then St. Francis is ranked number 26. Talk about tough league play. That'll start in about a week's time for the Lancers. Here they are now, leading by 1 over Aptos and Rodriguez. A ball handling mishap in that back row, and that's costly as the Lancers on serve, inching closer to set number 2 now. Gabby Heller will send it away. Her team on top by 2. Plays one back right, just out. Past that back line, maybe by half a foot. Dueck out, back in is Hannah Devery, the middle blocker. The tallest player on this team at 5'10" of Aptos. 22-21 St. Francis, set number 2. A swing from Everton, another kill. 23-21, Molly Everton doing what she does best. A year ago, 330 kills. For those of you doing math at home, that's about 5, make it 6.5 a set. Overpass that time from Aptos. Tipped around. Oh, that's nicely done. It's the craftiness, the hard hitting. A beautiful job from Everton in that side left, finding a seam. And now St. Francis is a point away from set number 2. It looked like Aptos was running away with this set. 3 set points for the Lancers. On serve is Ciari back left. Sent back Rodriguez. Hewitt on. Smith off the arms of Everton. And the Aptos Mariners stay alive. A couple more set points for St. Francis. 24-22 Aptos trailing, trying to find some rhythm late in this second set. You fall down 2-0 against St. Francis, usually not a pretty sight. Serve back left as set. It's pushed over, 2 hands from Ciari. A chance now. It's hit over that time from the recent sub, and now a swing from Lavaggi. It's down. Just coming on was Dana Foley. She couldn't put it away. Lavaggi does put it away and ends set number 2, and St. Francis is a set away from taking this match. It's 2-0, 25-10, 22-20. 25-22, I beg your pardon. So a 15-point first set, the 3-point second set. We'll step away and take a break on KMVT Sports.
This business in order to bring more awareness to corporations for health and wellness. This is a nice perk that they can offer their employees, and it says, hey, we care about your well-being. We look forward to bringing massage therapy and yoga into your corporate workplace.
Set number 3 here from Alumni Gym. Jack Benjamin with you on KMVT Sports. St. Francis in front of Aptos. 2-0, 25-10, 25-22. Aptos had a good chance in set number 2, leading 14-9. They led by 5 a couple of times. St. Francis ending that set on a 7-2 run. So they're a set away now, and to serve is Sierra Squire. She'll start it off for St. Francis. A set away from a non-league win here over Aptos. This one is pushed over. A swing from Hunsaker. That one is beautifully done. Back left. 1-0 Lancers, first point of set number 3. They're led by a very steady head coach in Mike Rubin, a very experienced coach indeed. 4th season, took over in 2014. He was the boys coach for a while with St. Francis as well. Squire will serve again. And it goes into the net for Hewitt. And Rubin, a guy who he was the boys coach at St. Francis for 12 years, won a bunch of titles, 10 titles in CCS play with the boys. The only team with more had been Archbishop Mitty. They won 12. Squire serving again, and he preaches good passing. Of course, the hitting. He has a couple of brilliant opposites and outside hitters. There's another kill from Hunsaker, with a combination actually that time of a couple up front. Liz Ball had a piece in that one. A 3-0 lead early in this third set from St. Francis. You think maybe that second set was the best chance. That one will sail along, but back to Rubin real quick. Grew up in La Jolla. He's actually still a beach volleyball player. 13th year as a AAA CBVA player. He was a outside hitter for quite a while at UC Santa Cruz. A very experienced man leading this St. Francis Lancers group, who hope to find their way to a title for the first time since 2011. Hunsaker over, dug out nicely from Cameron Dueck. A swing from Rodriguez. Played out of the back row, high set. Dug, a pancake dig attempted by Peyton Dueck to no avail. 4-1. Lancers in front here in set number 3. We'll get a replay on this one. Just a soft touch. Dueck made it a good try of a pancake dig with that right hand, and unsuspecting in that back row was Lauren Pacone. Couldn't quite get to it. 4-1. On to serve now for St. Francis is Kieran Jane. She'll send that one long and out, back right. 4-2. We'll have another sub. Back in Braylon Westjohn for Aptos. So 4-2. Still a lot of time, of course, in this third set, but Aptos every point counting now, down 2-0 to a very good St. Francis group. Heller swinging a high overpass. Dig is out. Missed it a little bit wide. Another kill for Heller. Number 11 tonight. It's been a clinic between Heller and Everton. You mix in the ability of Hunsaker as an opposite as well. They have a lot of firepower. Everton has not even seen the floor yet in this third set. 5-2. Gabby Daniels serves it away for St. Francis. The Lancers taking set one 25-10, set two 25-22. There's a nice kill. Jillian Rodriguez, number 10 of the match for her, back left. Beautifully done. Couple players coming on for Aptos. Madeline Smith is on, as well as Chloe Maynor for Aptos. 5-3. Mariners trail by 2 on serve here, third set. Glad you guys can join us here on KMVT Sports. A lot of volleyball coverage coming your way over the next couple of weeks and really the next couple of months throughout volleyball season. There's a serve wide. A costly one again. The serving errors have been troublesome for Aptos in this match. Unofficially, I've got them for 5. Just at inopportune times as well. Trying to inch back from deficits against a very good team. Serving errors won't do it for you. Hunsaker on to serve. 6-3 St. Francis leading. The set is on. Rodriguez spinning it far left. What a nice dig that time with the side of the right hand from Hunsaker. That's beautifully done. Heller the kill. Textbook volleyball that time. We'll get a replay for you. What a job it was on the dig. And then set up nicely for Heller. Kill number 12. Back row it goes. Dueck. High bump. That'll be played on the back row. That's going to slip on 4 hits. Another point to St. Francis, who have taken command here in set number 3. We'll have a timeout called by Ashley Tennant, sensing the momentum shift again. And 8-3. St. Francis with their noses in front again here in this third set. They're just such an experienced and solid, fundamentally sound group. When you have chances, you have to take advantage. Aptos had that golden chance in set 2, up 14-9. Had a couple of 5-point edges, and it just slipped away at the very end. A 7-2 run at the very end of it for St. Francis to finish off that set 25-22. A lot more like the first set now. 8-3 St. Francis. Still plenty of time, but time of the essence now starting to run out. These two teams they've met quite a bit of late. Played last year. That was at Aptos, a 3-0 sets win, I should say, for St. Francis. The only time Aptos has won, September 9th, 2014. That's in the past 6 times they've played. 5-1 in the last 6 is St. Francis. The two teams played in 2008 for the first time since the 90s, so they renewed this rivalry to relatively local teams. Obviously playing alternate leagues, but a good non-league affair early on in the season. You test out where you are. Nice dig out of the back row from St. Francis and Pineda. Here's Heller swinging. Dug out nicely by Dueck. Aptos a chance. Smith set on by Ciari. Swing Lavaggi. Rally going now. Longest of the match thus far. Spun back row. Ciari again. Heller. Quick bump over. This one is going to be tough to save and out of the arms of Dueck in that back left corner. Crafty play that time from Heller. Saw the defense move just a touch in front. Dueck moved maybe an inch or two up and to her right. And Heller found that back left corner. 9-3 St. Francis. After the longest rally of the match at 19 shots. That went into the net on the serve from Hunsaker. 9-4 Aptos on serve, trailing by 5 in set 3, trying to stay alive. They trail 2-0. Cameron Dueck out. Now Braylon Westjohn, Rodriguez, and Smith the hitters right now, and they kill out of the middle. Nicely done from St. Francis, and Kelsey Moore, the 6-foot sophomore middle blocker. I see another sub for St. Francis. Emily White Knight comes on. She replaces Kieran Jane. Emily White Knight, the 6-foot junior, opposite. Serving is Heller. That's a good one. Side left. Bumped ahead. A swing from Sierra Martin is dug out of the back row from Heller. Touch over. A save, and now a overpass off the body of the unsuspecting Braylon Westjohn. She was looking away. And St. Francis got the better of them that time. The combo of Lavaggi and Kelsey Mora up front doing some solid things in set 3. All Lancers. St. Francis in control, up 11-4. That one won't change things for Aptos. It sails long off the lefty swing of Smith, 12-4. St. Francis running away with set number 3 in the match. Dueck out of the back row after the serve from Heller. And blocked into the wall. It's the combo of Mora and Kelly Lavaggi for the Lancers, 13-4. They're on a 5-0 run now. Heller is serving again. 13-4, St. Francis. You have to get to 25 to win the set. The swing from Westjohn, that one is tipped off the hands of Kelsey Mora. They have that blocking wall set up every time to the Lancers. Unable to convert it that time, but you're looking up into a couple of towers every single time for Aptos. Not only in the metaphorical sense, but St. Francis, their front line all 6 feet and above. There's a bump that went nowhere. It's one of those where you hit it and you hope for the best of your Chloe Maynor of Aptos. No one in the area, in the zip code, I should say. Another point to St. Francis, 14-5 now on top. In the set number 3, into the match for the first time, we see Haley Hughes, the 5'7" junior libero. Sends that one over. Good save in the far back from Rodriguez. Hughes sending it on. Hunsaker sets it up for Lavaggi. Olaf hitting out of the back row that time, stepping over the line. Hunsaker, I believe it was. So 14-6. Aptos down 8. They need a big run and have to get a lot of points in a hurry here in set 3. The set and the match are slipping away. A little confusion as to who's going to sub in. Now they get it figured out. Lauren Picone comes on to serve. Has the service aces. Only her second game played, an Aptos team that has been hurt by injuries, sickness. Serve sails long from Picone. 15-6. St. Francis in front. Squire is back in. To the bench goes White Knight. I beg your pardon, not White Knight. It is Lavaggi who goes to the bench. Serve to the back row to Rodriguez. And what's the call now? Over and back, illegal contact, I believe it was, on Aptos. So give the point to St. Francis, 16-6, up by 10. Took set number 1, 25-10. Set number 2, 25-22. That one on the back line from a Squire. Pretty placement. Sierra Squire, the 5'6" sophomore setter, putting that one on the line in the back row. Gets a hug from teammate Lizzie Ciari. A St. Francis team in good spirits and rolling in set number 3, 17-6 in front. And what is Aptos trying to go to now to find some answers? St. Francis has controlled this game, balanced attack. Led as always by their star Molly Everton, who's got 13 kills in this ball game unofficially, but she's gotten help. Gabby Heller with 12. Rachel Hunsaker has 9. They've gotten the crucial digs from Ciari in the back row and Squire. 6 serving aces and just a lot of ball handling errors throughout from the Aptos Mariners. See if they can just find a little momentum. Next up for both of these two teams, Aptos will stay on the road. They'll go to Santa Cruz. And that one in about 5 days' time. Next week. Actually, next Tuesday. And then for St. Francis, they will take on, well, actually, they're playing the Presentation Panther Challenge, a tournament, so they'll await that. Their first league match, though, against Archbishop Mini, a big one on the 19th, so very close to league play. Looking like they're in midseason form here, and there's another block by Liz Ball. The crowd applauding. 18-6. All St. Francis in set number 3. Aptos searching for answers. And Dueck out of the back row. A back row swing from Rodriguez. That's pretty. If you're looking for bright spots on Aptos, it's certainly been the play of Jillian Rodriguez, the continued play of Jillian Rodriguez. The junior outside hitter looking to continue playing in college. Dana Foley, the senior, will serve it away. Mishandled by Haley Hughes in the back row. Hughes has played sparingly in this season for St. Francis. Only a third set played, but she's had 6 digs, no ball handling errors. That's her first. Squire leaving it on for White Knight. Here's Hewitt, has to swing, didn't want to. We'll see who pulls the trigger here. It's White Knight swinging away, back left. Dueck saving with that right hand, that's pretty. And they'll send it over, the point stays alive. Heller leaves it on, Squire, far side, Hunsaker on the kill attempt. It's blocked. And now Rodriguez off a couple arms, Squire saves, still alive. And Hunsaker will play it to the back left. It's punched away and out. Long point won again, St. Francis. They've won all kinds of points tonight. The short ones, the long ones. Our second rally of 20 plus in this match. It goes to St. Francis again at 19-8 on top. In set number 3. They're looking to sweep this match. They took set number 1, 25-10. Set 2, 25-22. Here's Kieran Jane to serve. Peyton Dueck out of the back row, dig, swing from Rodriguez on that left line again. She's been very good. Kill number 14. 10-point game. Aptos still down. See what Ashley Tennant, head coach of Aptos, draws up now. Peyton Dueck to serve, lobs it over, short left. That's a good one. Service ace for Peyton Dueck. The freshman libero who has a couple of sisters. I mentioned Cameron, her cousin, also on the team. A sister, Maddie, is a sophomore at Cal playing beach volleyball. Paige is senior at Aptos as well. She's a soccer recruit, heavily recruited in the West Coast. Hunsaker didn't want any of a rally. She puts it away. Deep left. St. Francis has doubled up Aptos again in set number 3. 20-10. Eberton has not even seen the floor. They're do everything 6'1" senior who had 14 kills in the first couple of sets. 20-10 St. Francis, 5 points away from a 5th win of 2017, 4-2 right now. Gabby Daniels serves. It's a good one, a little bit low. Controlled Rodriguez, a swing from Westjohn into the net. Not close, slipped off her fingertips. St. Francis celebrating again, 4 points away for another win in front of their home crowd. Under their second home match, they've played mostly on neutral sites so far. Here's a tip job, and nicely done from Kelsey Mora. Played that perfectly. Saw the overpass coming and just tipped it with that left hand. The Lancers are 3 points away. 22-10 they lead. Daniels has done a good job on serve. Another good one, service ace for Gabby Daniels. The crowd applauding the effort of the Lancers here tonight, attempting to make quick work of the Aptos Mariners, trying to win the 6th meeting in the last 7 of these two teams. And Daniels has served a little bit short that time. After a service ace, Nets won 23-11. Aptos back on serve, down 12 in set number 3. They sub again. Madeline Smith is on. So Smith and Rodriguez, the two big hitters, out there together in that front row with Westjohn for Aptos. Maybe they won't win the match, but a little momentum at least, trying to build it up for the rest of their early season slate. Heller swinging. It was tipped and I think double touched off the body of Smith. A good attempted block. And not quite enough there. Match point. St. Francis 24-11 here in set number 3. As they try to sweep Aptos, Hunsaker will try to do it. Already 3 service aces tonight. Plays it into the middle, and Dueck on match point. Can they stay alive? Smith swinging. It's dug out nicely. Daniels, the feed. The swing from Lavaji that time. And she went over the back row. She went over that line. So it's deep. Back to Aptos it goes. They stay alive. Rodriguez will serve. Back into the match comes Dana Foley for Aptos. Good serve from Rodriguez. What can St. Francis do? Saved by Foley. Leave for Smith. Lefty swings. Dug nicely. Pineda. Back row swing. That's long. Was it tipped? No. Point to Aptos. Little run. 2 in a row. 24-13. St. Francis still in complete control. 11 match points remaining. And there's a good serve and a service ace. Aptos, it took them being down to match point. Backs to the wall to get it going. That's 3 in a row. Making a little run of it here in set number 3. They still face match point. 24-14 St. Francis. This might do it. A touch from Mora. Into the net again. 4 in a row from the Mariners. Making it at least interesting in set number 3. 24-15. Rodriguez serving again. Already 2 service aces in this sequence, and that's long, and that's the match. So it ends with a serve deep and back left from Rodriguez, who had a terrific match. Not quite enough for Aptos here tonight. They fall in 3, 25-10, 25-22, and then 15 after a little run at the very end there in set number 3. We'll take a break, come back and wrap it up here from Alumni Gym. Once again, it's the St. Francis Lancers in 3 sets over the Aptos Mariners. We'll be back on KMVT Sports. And we're back at Alumni Gym, wrapping this one up, where it's the St. Francis Lancers, the home team, doing quick work in front of their home crowd here tonight over the Aptos Mariners. It's St. Francis in 3 sets, 25-10, and then 22-15. Jack Benjamin here with you on KMVT Sports as we wrap this one up. A good second set, but overall just too much power, and too often the combo of Molly Eberton and Gabby Heller. They've been brilliant all season long. They did it again here tonight. 30 kills between those two, along with Rachel Hunsaker, and that was plenty in this match for St. Francis. Aptos had some chances in set number 2, but ultimately not quite enough. They led actually by 5 in that midway through that second set. Could not hang on. They end up falling here in 3 sets. Aptos falling to 0-4 on the young season, and St. Francis improving to 5-2, their second win in front of the home crowd. So a dominant performance overall from St. Francis. Where do these two teams go from here? For Aptos, as I mentioned, they will play at Santa Cruz. They'll stay on the road. That game will take place next week, next Thursday, I believe it is. And then for St. Francis, they'll play in a tournament at Presentation, the Presentation Panther Challenge. They're still awaiting who their matchups are going to be for a couple days. That'll happen next week. They've got a little bit of a break here, so this was really a tune-up game as they get set for league play. And they begin league play in a big way on the 19th against Archbishop Mitty. The Mitty Monarchs ranked number 10 in Northern California. As we look at the standings real quick, Valley Christian in the WCL right now, 8-4-1. This is all non-league play as far as the early going goes. St. Francis right there, and then Bellarmine, Sarah, Archbishop Mitty. It's a loaded conference overall. And then as far as the Santa Cruz Coast League goes, the good news for Aptos, I think, they haven't lost a league game in quite a while. You got to go all the way back to 2014 in October for the last time Aptos lost a league battle. So they certainly will have a lot to look forward to as they will start league play. A little bit of time until it happens, but they will begin it on the 19th against Soquel. So as we wrap this one up here on KMVT Sports, a couple of people to thank. Our producer is Renee Mendoza. Our director is Tyler Wiest. Our cameraman, Tim Erskine, and women, I should say, Tim Erskine, Carol Fisher. And our graphics replay coordinator, Edgar Espino Barros. For everyone and more here in this production of KMVT Sports, I'm Jack Benjamin once again. Final score here tonight from Alumni Gym. It's St. Francis over Aptos in 3 sets. Good night, everyone. We'll see you in a couple of weeks here on KMVT Sports.